interesting, ma'am, is you said that there's science and innovation and sports, and you specifically spoke about those categories. And unfortunately, we associate certain categories or certain things with only men who are. So I think it's very exciting that we're awarding women in science and innovation and in sports. I think, we are very talented women. I think we should totally run the world, according to me. And I'm very excited that you actually brought those up. And, with L'Oreal, and we've been trying to actually encourage women in all vocations, and I think that's really cool.
Manshi?
We have to be generous as well. We allowed two male judges.
I was saying, who's the second male judge? So I was about to ask you, Mr. Srivastava, there wasn't gender, there wasn't complete, there wasn't gender equality on the jury. So as the one man out there, how was that experience?
Well, I can tell you, sitting there, I could understand how women feel in Indian corporate boardrooms.
Oh, that's lovely.
That's a very good point. Manshi?
But
we
I
didn't
must...
have a discussion
How do you
on
feel,
that.
Manushi?
No, we had a discussion on the boys' club and the fact that the boys' club exists everywhere, whether it's in India or across the world. So I think Dr. Srivastava must have found it very amusing. But he did agree with us,
It's very true because suddenly it's a very different environment. So you feel that, but I must tell you, I was mostly heard.
But all right. Of course, you had Pranoy for some company, even though long distance. And as Pranoy must have perhaps informed you, we are used to the way it feels in NDTV because NDTV is a vastly, female-dominated organization. So those of us who are men are in a very small...
It's very strange, but it's true in the media. I've noticed it's mostly women.
Yes.
And which is amazing. And I think that's why the media likes me,
Absolutely.
They're all clapping. Okay, no, it's a fact.
But I think it's also very good that you had categories where exactly like Sonam was saying, where women excelling is not usually celebrated in business and entrepreneurship. It's happening more and more now. So I'm very happy that that category was in there.
So should we...
One thing I want to just add here. What is most important for us is that it should not be categorized only as a women issue or a women's section or a women's selection. I mean, these people are achievers. It's just a coincidence they are women, and they have made it, as you'll see in the course of description of these people.
Ma'am, what would you like to add?
I would say that a lot of these women have made their mark in which is commonly perceived as a male domain. And a lot of them have really come forward and have made such incredible achievements and incredible work that they've done. Be it in the field of boxing, or be it this or that, or, of course, we always associate entrepreneurship, and that kind of economic mindset. It's usually traditionally ascribed to a male thing. But here again, we found that amazing kind of women who have come and punctured male domains in all respects.
Which is awesome.
So should we kick off, Sonam? I'm sure you're curious to know who the nominees are.
I'm dying to know who the nominees are. This is the first year, I think, where they've not told me. I don't know why they've kept me in suspense.
Because
it's really upsetting me.
We want to get your reaction.
I know.
We want to surprise you. So now here's the surprise. So Pinky, why don't we start with you?
Yeah.
So Dr. Pinky Anand, the nominees in the category of science.
I think I like the category of the originals, which is a categorization of a larger sphere of science and innovation. Women scientists and innovators whose breakthroughs have created a new world order for us. And the nominees are Dr. Tessie Thomas, who is the project director for Agni, Lalita Prasiddha, who has again done a lot of work in the innovation of biotechnology, Neena Tandon, who's again a biotechnologist who's done work on bone density and other kind of performances. Himani Kalucha, who is a young girl who has done a new work on water purifier. So each of them you spread across the spectrum of young to old and old to young, across a spectrum of activity.
All right, if we could have those names back, I just want to get anybody who'd like to give us more details about each of them and what particularly struck your eye about them?
I was just talking to Manashi about bone density, and if you, ma'am, if you don't mind repeating the name of
Neena
the.
Tandon.
Neena Tandon.
I think it's quite amazing because I know as Indian women we have a huge issue with, we have a lot of we have problems with osteoporosis and arthritis, and bone density is a huge issue.
Knee issues also. You're right.
Any issues and everything. It's we don't absorb. I don't know why I'm going to the science of it, but we don't absorb vitamin D as well.
Oh, the
But-
science is because we are, as women, a little more malnourished because
Because-
we don't take care of ourselves first, but of the family. So.
Apparently, it's also
I guess.
genetic. So I think it's
Yeah.
very cool because it's actually specific to Indian women. I know this because my mother and my grandmother, and most probably I will also suffer from it after a certain age. And I think it's quite cool that there's a woman only, innovating it, because a woman only will understand another
Yeah.
woman's problem, right?
This is regeneration of bone,
Yeah.
Which is
working
amazing.
on with your
Own bone cells.
Right.
blood cells.
What about Dr. Tessie Thomas, missile scientist?
Again, I think.
Yes, I
Ranjana, you
think,
want to talk about?
Yes, I want to talk about her because this is one area where women have not really dared to enter and they have not excelled. But look at her achievements. And someone who's so simple, someone who's just, in an image of a mother, if you see her, she's so simple, she just is another Indian woman from household. But the scientist of the caliber that is globally recognized, I think this is somebody we really salute her for doing what she did to Indian science in terms of missile technology.
Okay.
She is the missile woman of India.
And can I just add one thing, Vikram? I believe when the Agni experiment took off,
Yes.
then you had women in Kanjivaram saris along with
Yes,
Dr. Tessie
yes,
Thomas, who were
yes.
actually keeping everything alive.
All right. Anything to say on the other nominees?
Lalita Prasiddha, she has. She's 14 and she
Wow.
has developed a water purifier. In fact, she was a subject matter of a lot of discussion because, considering the question was, when you give award, should it be to people who achieved it, who've actually delivered, or people who've come up with something new? And this was the innovation that was acknowledged for a girl of such a young age, and hopefully she will make many more.
Purifier from corn cobs. So
Water purifier from?
corn cobs. So therefore it's a model that can be scalable in many parts of the world. So
I think the only concern we had is awarding her at this age, are we just raising expectations to a point where
Yes.
it'll be very hard for her?
All right. 14 years old, were you making water purifiers?
When I was 14, I was piercing my tongue. So
innovation, I guess, of
I
some
was
sort.
rebelling. I was being an artist, I think.
All right, that's absolutely fantastic. So, those are the nominees in the field of science and innovation, the originals. Ma'am Shobna Narayan, would you tell us the nominees in the field of arts?
Well, first of all, I would like to mention that it was wonderful to see all the women, who were shortlisted. And each one of them in the field, they have done fantastic amount of work in the field of arts and crafts. And what was important, that they concentrated on revivalism. They were also concentrating on the upkeep of tradition. But it wasn't only just upkeep of tradition, but they were making actually new adaptations. And therefore, they were also empowering the people and the public. And in this category, again, we had a fantastic array. And finally, the winners, what we selected were Sri Jata Roy. She is, her artwork speaks. It is not that, there is a message. And in fact, one of her artworks was quite interesting, that there was she showed women sitting at a chai shop and having chai. Normally, if you go to a chai dhaba wala, you have yes, exactly. So you only see men. So here it is, she's again giving a social message. Then you have Dayanita Singh, who's an excellent photographer and of all genres in photography. Then you had Neha Kirpal. Now Neha Kirpal was an amazing person because she does this art fair and where she has brought art to the people and at the same time people to the art. And so she's done an amazing amount of work in bridging the two, art as well as the people. And then we have Kalki Subramaniam. Kalki Subramaniam is somebody unique, a transgender. And this transgender who has gone into the field of acting, who has also, supporting their education of other transgenders, who has started painting also. And so this kind of a person who has been doing so much through the work of art as an artist herself, and as well as then empowering others and training others, there was quite a bit.
For more news and gossips, don't forget to subscribe to Bollywood Helpline.